Welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. This is episode 52. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to our producer, boy band John. What's up, John? In the house. Okay. Shout out to our sponsor, Defend Hawaii. As always, if you go on defendhawaii.com, use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. defendhawaii.com, ATBPOD on checkout, 15% off. Also, Hawaii Candy Factory. If you go to hawaiicandyfactory.com, upon checkout, use ATB Pod, you'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. They have a bunch of different kind of candy concoctions with lihimui and gushers and nerds, and go check out their website. You'll understand what I'm talking about. My daughter loves their snacks. It's awesome. Also, shout out to IREP Detail Supply Company. Kaika Rapun just opened IREP Detail Supply in Kahalu Temple Valley Shopping Center. Go check him out. It has everything you need to detail your car, wax it, polish it, clean it, what have you. Go check him out. IREP Detail, Temple Valley Shopping Center in Kahalu. All right. So this person is our next guest. He's living in Vegas, used to be a promoter here in Hawaii. I'm really excited to have this person on. I've known him for a while, and he's doing huge things in Vegas. His name is Bryan Lee. What's up, Bryan? How you been?
What's going on with that?
That was a good intro, huh?
Good. You're pretty.
How's Vegas?
What was that?
How's Vegas right now?
Vegas is good. It's March Madness is going on every day. I was just out last night. It was a Monday night, sold out. Dance floor table selling for like $8,000. It's popping right now.
Damn, that's crazy. I wanted to ask you, like, from my viewpoint in Hawaii, how much the nightlife changed. How is it in Vegas? I assume it didn't change much because everybody goes there to party. But have you noticed any kind of change up there?
Are you talking about change due to COVID or just a change in the scene?
Change in the scene and the atmosphere.
I mean, it's very DJ driven now, like it's all about who they have, what performer, rapper, singer. It's all the act, what people want to see and go to, that's what they book. Primarily right now, Vegas is primarily a house EDM driven city,
Yeah, that's the I can't get into that stuff. I always think it sounds the same, but I know like it's a big deal.
I blame Hanson. Hanson got me and Pono back in the day. He's taking these little Chinatown raves, and back then we're like, what is this? What is this? This bing bong music, and kind of stuck with us. And even when I first moved here, I was new into it and started learning the DJ names and learning the songs, and then hooked. Love it now.
Yeah. Love it. So you started with Hanson Level H back in the day in Hawaii, and that was old lounge days. How did you even link up with him? I never really heard that story before.
This was, I don't know, this was way back. I think I was 18, and I think he was doing 18 over events, and he had a partner named Justin. You remember Justin?
Okay. Yeah, I remember Justin. Yeah.
I messaged him on MySpace back then when MySpace was cool.
Yeah.
Hey, cool event. Wish I could come out. And he was like, yo, come out. I got you, So that's when I hit Pono, who was still my best friend from high school. And I was like, yo, you want to go to this 18 over event? I've never been. You want to check it out? So we went, and he introduced us to Hanson, and we just clicked, he was super cool, very nice. And I remember towards the end, we stayed all the way, and it was like, this is great. When's your next one? You want to come out? We want to bring all our friends, So ever since then, I know there was some ups and downs with Hanson's partner, and I guess that's kind of leading towards the end. But we started coming out to every event, and then we asked Hanson, we're like, dude, can we help? This is, for us, it was so cool to be able to bring in our friends and just be that person. Like, yo, I got the plug. I'm the plug.
Yeah.
Being that person is so cool to us. So we started coming out, and back to what I said, Hanson was in limbo with the company. I guess something went down I know what went down, but something went down with his partner. And he was like, guys, I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. It's all messed up. What do you guys think? And me and Pono were like, no, me, Pono, and you, let's do this. Let's keep it going, So that's how it pretty much started. And we're still friends to this day. And I wouldn't be in Vegas if it wasn't for Hanson.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a trip. I didn't know that. I know kind of the story of what happened with him and his partner, but I didn't know he was contemplating not promoting anymore.
Yeah.
And so you were promoting with Hanson for a while, and then we kind of linked up with you guys when we started Passport, right? That was their first, and that's kind of how I got introduced to you guys. And with Pono, he came up to me and introduced himself. You guys are super cool, and you guys had a good energy. You guys are young and you guys are very green, bro. I remember our first event at Chai's, and I'll always remember this. Our first event at Chai's, it was Passport. We were hanging something, and you were using duct tape. So you ripped off a piece of duct tape.
Oh my God.
You remember this? You held it in your mouth, and this is the first time I ever did anything with you. You held it in your mouth, and then when you went to hang whatever, you grabbed the duct tape and you ripped your lip, and it started bleeding. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
What kind of guys is Hanson?
Yeah.
But what kind of guys does he have hiring, or is he working?
Yeah. But you guys are always fun to be around, and you guys had great energy, and you guys are loyal. And that's one thing I noticed about you and Pono. You guys are very loyal to Hanson, to the events, even to us, because we became our own thing. And bruh, back in those days, I mean, Hawaii nightlife was pretty much
so different.
And we ran it. Our events were the biggest deal. Between between you guys and us together, it was a pretty cool event.
I feel like during that time there were, the level 4 guys, or the super high budget guys with the big nightclubs and everything. But there's something cool that we did in these small venues, the old lounges of the day is not what it looks like right now. It was like a warehouse. We put up curtains. We did lighting, minimal lighting, like a light that flashes blue and red, and maybe some, I don't know.
Spencer's lighting.
yeah. You walk into Spencer's. We bought everything, and that's what we used for the lighting. But we made it work. We created the party. I mean, I didn't understand go-go dancers. Now I understand them. There's layers to the onion, as they say, right? And we just laid that venue with as minimal things that we had, but we created an experience,
Yeah. And Hanson was always creative with that kind of stuff, which became our collaboration. Once we started Passport, it was we had moved to a different venue every Friday.
Party, yeah.
I think you came up with the name, right? We're at Starbucks.
Yeah, I did. We're at Starbucks. We do our meetings at Hanson's house or Starbucks, or if we're hungry, we're going to go over there and we'll have our meeting. But it was a pretty cool time for us. We were young. You guys were the OGs. You guys taught us everything. And I'm not going to lie. I'll be real with you. Back then, I didn't see it as a business. I saw it as fun. I could get my friends in, and that's what I enjoyed. Meet chicks, and we had normal 9-to-5 jobs, or not even 9-to-5. We had work at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Pono was a carpenter. I did industrial engineering for Hawaiian Ice Company, and we'd work all day, go home, change, come back to Hanson's house, set up these parties, party all night, sleep in our cars for an hour and a half or 2, or sleep at Hanson's and go straight to work and do it all over again.
Yeah, those are the days.
Yeah.
So being in a promotion company in Hawaii, you kind of got your name out there, and then you guys had an opportunity to go to Vegas. Mm-hmm. And I remember the last night you guys did our event together.
Party, right?
Yeah, I was at Paparazzi.
Yeah.
And y'all got me to cry. Pono fucking, he started bawling and hugged me, and then he gave me a gift for my daughter, and I just lost it, bro. I'll always remember that, bro. You guys are I was super bummed to see you guys go, but I was happy that you guys are gonna take it to the next level. And bro, I had no idea.
Time has flown by. That feels like it was yesterday, and now what is that, 11 years now?
Was it that long? Yeah. Yep. Because my daughter is 11. 11 years. That's insane. How did you end up going to Vegas, and what was your guys' thoughts? Brian, you guys are hungry, and you guys were very personable, so you guys had that going for you. But you're a big fish in a small pond, but now you're in the fucking mecca of party.
Dude,
And
it's so crazy. We've had a lot of ups and downs. I mean, so Hanson came to me in Pono with this idea, and Reed was with us at the time. He's like, hey, let's go to Vegas. Let's check out Vegas and see the nightlife and see how if we could apply. And just so happened that weekend we were going was the porn convention too. We're like, done deal. Let's check it out. Let's see what it is. And I think we even booked our tickets on Vacations Hawaii to get the package deal so we could eat for free. We got the hotel and the flights all in one. And that trip just changed the game for me, you know.
Was that your first time in Vegas?
That was I want to say my first time in Vegas. First time in Vegas was with my family. My sister used to do dance competitions. So the Spotlight thing in Vegas or Reno. And so I've been there before, but I've never got to party. I think I was 21 at the time. So seeing how the nightlife was in 2010, I think we went up, is not how the scene is right now. You know, there was no mainstreaming DJs. It was kind of similar to how we were doing it back home, but still house music, you know, still like a lounge, like an ultra lounge feel, and then your full blown nightclubs. But even XS, there was no DJ booth. The DJ booth was out in the corner. Nobody could see him. It was just lights, music, bottle service was very minimal too back then. And I think Jimmy Taco? Is that his name? Jimmy?
Yeah.
Taco was there. Udasai was with us. So happened a bunch of other people were going out, and we had a time of our lives. And I remember coming back from that trip, I was like, Pono, you know what? I feel like this is my calling, you know, and this is something I want to do. And at the end of the day, I can always come home, you know. That's Hawaii, the family, the way we were brought up. Like, you can always come home if something's wrong or something doesn't work out, you know. So I had a great job, quit my job 6 months later, quit my job. And Pono was like, "You really going to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And Pono was carpenter, just got done with school. He's a journeyman. Like, he's great.
He's pretty up there.
He had a good job, good backing. He was like, "You know what? I quit my job too. I'm going to come with you." I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Let's do it." So we decided to do that, and it was a struggle, you know. Like, even Hawaii, like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the best promoter. I wasn't bringing in people on the guest list like crazy. And we had this vision in our minds, like, oh, we're going to go to Vegas. We're going to be the promoters. We're going to make all this money. Because at the time it was Stan Lopez and Alvin Gaye from Hawaii that was doing it in Vegas, you know. And we looked up to those guys, still look up to those guys. And I was like, man, that's the lifestyle I want to live. That's what I want to do. And they look like they're having so much fun and you make a lot of money. And we had no plan. We had no plan at all. We lived, I think it was me, Pono, and this other person lived in this apartment complex. 2-bedroom. Me and Pono shared one room. We had 2 queens. I had a blow-up bed. Pono had a regular bed. We shared a room together. We had one car, maybe not even a car for the first year and a half. You know, we were just catching rides and doing what we could to do. And just started networking. We got our first job at Blush. It was called Blush at the time, at the Encore and Surrender nightclub. And it was tough. You have to talk to people. You have to go up to strangers on the strip and talk to them and get their number organically. And there's no script for this, you know. There's just you just go up and do what you got to do. And it was brutal.
So you started, like, I guess that would be what, street team and just hustling,
like a map team, promoter map team, which is we were on the strip by, what was it, 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 a.m. We did our meeting, and then we hit the strip, and we stay on the strip till 7 p.m.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and summertime must have been deathly, huh?
A lot of hot summers, a lot of cold winters, but
yeah.
I mean, even the first few years, we're still in that young mentality, you know. We're partying every night. We're making $200 paychecks, you know. We didn't care. We're like, this is fun, you know. But at the end of the day, like, it's not like we're balling out of control, you know. We had a certain amount in our bank accounts, and it kept on going down and down and down. And there was a moment where we are having Thanksgiving, and we're in the house together. We didn't have money to get no turkey or anything, you know. And we're eating, I think it was frozen pizzas. We heated it up. We had sriracha sauce on it. We had ramen. We had 99 cents dinner meals. And we looked at each other I'm like, bro, I don't know. Pono was the one that brought it. He was like, dude, I think we might have to move back to Hawaii or get another job. This isn't working out. And we've heard of other people going to Vegas and trying to do it before. And that was never a solution for me. I was like, I'm not going to come up here to fail and go back and be like, we tried and go back to our normal lives. We got to figure out a way. From that day, we cheers our pizza. I said, today would be another, I guess, the turn of the tides, and we started buckling down. We started really hitting the streets hard, long, late nights. He was definitely, I couldn't have done it without him because he was my backbone. If he had 10 groups, I was like, I'm at 3 groups. I got to meet 10 other groups, just keep it going, hit the bonuses and stuff. So we grinded it out.
So basically you would just kind of grab people off the strip and be like, hey, we promote here. I'll be your plug for your, and it's hard because you're in Vegas. The repeat customers, they're not going to be there every weekend. So you get a whole new crop of people to start promoting to every single day. Yeah.
Well, every day is thousands of new people that come, new clientele that come to Vegas, so that's a good thing too. I mean, there's thousands of people everywhere. So you get to meet these people, and being from Hawaii, it is a small island in the big world, right?
Yeah.
If you lived in California, California is pretty big, people from all over California. So we started with nothing, no book of business, no clientele. And we grinded out for years and years and years. And now I got a 11-year book of business that you have referral-based people that have came before that will continue to go through you. They introduce you to their friends, start taking care of their friends. And now, I mean, I don't have to hit the strip. I mean, I do hit the strip still. I'm still out every weekend, even if I don't have guests in town, just to meet new people,
That's awesome. You're still with that same mentality then.
It's like any business. Sometimes you have to go back to the basics.
Yeah. Do you have people under you?
I do not. However, I'm in a different world now. So where I started as a map team host, worked my way through, became an in-house host, and then promoter, map team promoter, worked to the in-house promoter, and then I figured out, me and Pono figured out, hey, you can make a lot more money selling tables, and then you get a percentage off their spends. So we started approaching all guy groups and talking to all guys. And I mean, talking to girls is one thing. Talking to a bunch of strangers, like not strange, but like strangers that are dudes is another thing too, And everybody's selling the same Kool-Aid on the strip. There's where Hawaii only had a few clubs. There's 15, 20 clubs out here trying to get you to big ones, hundreds of promoters, hundreds of hosts that you got to compete with.
So you kind of worked your way up and then selling tables. Like we do that now. I mean, not on that level, but we book tables and you
different
get percentage.
Markets, different markets.
Yeah. And you're right. Like that's one way to look at it. Guys always like, okay, I'm going to promote. I'll get a whole bunch of girls to the club where girls don't pay for shit.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of promoters out here that make a ton of money off of girls, off being promoted. Yeah. There's bonus structures. You get a certain bonus structure, you get a bonus. And then if you hit that bonus, you get a different number amount per head. And there's all these bonuses that you can hit. So I know promoters that make 6 figures out here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But to make their big money, like guys are the ones that spend the money in the clubs.
True. So my mentality,
because the girls are attracted to that.
True. So for me, as a promoter, talking to hundreds of girls a week, waiting on them. Let's be honest, girls are not on time as we want. And sometimes there's a cutoff time too. There's a cutoff time where the guest list stops. They won't pay you. So it got. I mean, not saying it wasn't easy by any means. I wanted to go a different route to where I could sell tables, I could host them, and you get a bigger return off of spends because it's so easy to get carried away out here spending money.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially if you're in the club and alcohol is flowing and girls are coming around your table and it's like, oh, I'll get another bottle.
Even at that, we knew all the promoters because we started as promoters. So we were like, hey, you guys got any dimes? Oh, bring them to this table. Boom. more
I
girls.
remember.
They
Yeah.
have interaction. Boy meets girl. Let's get another bottle, and then
Keep
your
the
sales
party
get,
going.
your
Yeah.
sales will get higher. You know.
So which clubs were you working at this time?
So we did Blush and Surrender for about 2-3 months. Didn't work out, and then Stan Lopez actually helped me out. He got me an interview at Marquee, the Marquee nightclub, and then Pono. We decided, instead of working at the same venue, he's going to work at a different venue. That way we can share a book of business. So he ended up started at Chateau because he wanted to be a host. So he started at Chateau. He's doing pretty well. And then he moved over to Tao.
Yeah, I visited him at Tao.
That's when me and Pono really started to do good when I was a host at Marquee and he was a host at Tao. And we crushed it. We went through the ranks. He became the number one host at Tao, came the number one host at Marquee.
That's insane, bro. Like, honestly, like watching your guys progress through the ranks, and like we always watch and we always talk about you guys, and of course when we go to Vegas, you would come take care of us and stuff, and it was mind-blowing to see the transition from that kid that ripped his lip at Chai's to what you're doing now or back then, and it's like you still had that same silliness, the same aloha, the same confidence and swag, and you were transformed into a business mindset. And that was, to me, was the most impressive. It was like Pono and Bryan like to party and have fun, but now
we were the life of the party. We were the life of the party.
Exactly. But now you still were, but you changed it into a business, and
we have a business concept now.
Yeah, and it was always cool to see it, and you guys, in my opinion, would always be excited to bring us to your event and show us what you guys are doing, and I was always impressed and very proud. Like I know Hanson for sure because he tells me, but it was cool to know your guys' humble beginnings to where you guys became something in the biggest party capital of pretty much one of the biggest in the world. You know what I mean? And same aloha, same silliness, same charisma, and promoting isn't easy. And of course you guys know it, but it does take work, and there's no cap. Like you can't, okay, I worked this hard, now I'm good. Like, nope, now you got to work harder. Now you got to work harder.
There's work to be done.
Yep. So you were doing those clubs for how long? Like what was the next move?
So Pono ended up, he had a family. He ended up phasing out and getting into a different industry. And I stuck with Marquee. I ended up being customer development and I was there for 10 years, Marquee. And then around before COVID hit, I just wanted to do more. I saw the opportunities in different markets. And I saw what I brought to the table, and I felt like I wanted more. I didn't feel like the amount of revenue that I was bringing in I wouldn't say it wasn't reflecting on my paycheck because I was doing very well for myself, but I felt like I could have been a lot better. So I'd say around when COVID started, we came back, and then about maybe 4 to 5 months after that, I decided to resign from Marquee, which is one of the hardest things I've ever done. It was so, I've been with 10 years at a company is a long time. You felt secure, you felt comfortable, and I didn't want to feel comfortable. I wanted to see my dreams come true and to kind of push myself to the different outer realm of this hospitality that I was taught, and nothing away from Marquee or Tao Group. I learned everything from them,
So let's backtrack a little bit. Like during the pandemic, was everything just totally shut down?
Everything was shut down. And then I'd say maybe a few months after, maybe 3-4 months after, they came back, but there was rules and regulations. You had to wear masks to walk in. They had plexiglass in between tables, so you couldn't interact with other tables. They had to play the music at a certain volume. They couldn't do the lights. It was a very weird time, but at the same time, nobody wanted to be in the house anymore. Everybody wanted to drink and listen to it was more of like we couldn't even call it a club. It was Marquee Lounge, XS Lounge.
Yeah. So wait, so you guys were doing that, then the restrictions got lifted. How is it now? It's like
Open season.
yeah, from what when we went up in
mandate, you don't have to
October.
wear masks anywhere. I'm flying to Miami tomorrow, and I just remembered, crap, I need to get a mask for the airplane. I haven't worn a mask in so long,
Yeah. Okay, so you left Marquee. What was the game plan, and what are you up to now?
So my game plan was I actually started dabbling in it while I was at Marquee. I had customers that wanted to go to different markets, and I want to say this happened around 2015. My first like out of state trip, I had this really big customer. It was like Ultra Music Festival is going on, which is why I'm going this weekend. Ultra Music Festival is going on. I see the Tao Group is running the Sky Deck. Can you help me out with that? I was like, yeah, I can help you out with that. And they clicked on me. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just take off work? Because Vegas isn't going to be as busy with Ultra going on. I'll just host this guy out there, I'll be his guy in Miami. And I had some contacts in Miami that I used. And I went out, hosted them. We did a Sky Deck right on the main stage, and had a great time. Took him to different clubs in the city. At the same time, through my contacts, I was able to book my customer at different venues and make a commission off of it, as if I was one of their own, but independent. And it blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is great, And I started doing that throughout the years. I couldn't make them all of them, but as towards my later years in hosting, I had a crazy book of business. I have $50,000 to $100,000 spenders per night kind of deal. And even I'd say 2 billionaires that I started taking care of that really changed the game for me.
Oh, nice.
He had lunch with me and he's like, you do a really good job at what you do. And I feel like you could definitely step out of your comfort zone and apply this to the world, and just from hearing that from him and having him say, hey, I got your back, whatever you want to do, you should do it. It kind of gave me that push to where I was like, all right, I'm going to take this to the next level. So now I cover New York, Miami, Vegas, a little bit of Mykonos, every festival from Rolling Loud, Ultra, Life is Beautiful, Electric Daisy Carnival. I have access to all of that, and I'm working on Coachella now.
Oh, wow. So you're the guy, like if say someone wants like a big package experience, they'll go through you and just, okay, book everything, do your thing. And
it's different, right? So from being a host, I've turned into an independent host. I created my own independent hosting company, not just in Vegas, where now I have access to all the clubs in the city. Now I have access to all the clubs in Miami, New York, wherever you want to go. And on top of that, through my contacts, I decided to create a high-end concierge to where you need a private jet. I book you the private jet. I book you the villa. I book you transportation. I book you my security, dinners.
Oh, wow.
I do it all now. So my biggest thing that's my sell is I'm the one-stop shop. You don't have to go to a city and find 5 different hosts from 5 different venues to get to where you want to be. I can take care of all that, not just here, but everywhere.
That's super cool. And how long have you been doing this?
I made 1 year and 2 months now.
And it's been successful.
Very good. Yeah.
Good for you. Well, I mean, that's kind of cool to understand what you're doing now. It's like I could just come to you and say, okay, I'm gonna be in New York. I want to do this, and this, make it happen. And then you say, okay, and then you do all the work and get it all set up. And then all I do is show up and enjoy myself. And then you get commission off of all of that.
Exactly. I mean, it even goes as far as to, it's not even just the clubs. You want a private event? I've thrown many private events. Actually, through COVID, it's kind of pushed me to do these private events. One, you make more on everything, because I just tack on a fee for everything, and get it at my cost. And like how every what's it called? Every store does, right? they
Yeah.
mark the price to make a profit. So that's what I do. I get it at my price, and then I charge my fees or whatever I want to charge now. And it's
Oh, that's cool.
getting to the point where I might be launching a subscription. The subscription is, say, anywhere from 5 to 10,000 a year you pay, and you have access to everything high end. So
Okay.
it's kind of like filtering out. Not saying I don't need the smaller fish. I take everything. You know, I still treat my one bottle customer the same as if you were a $10,000 to $50,000 spender. You know, you never know. In life, people grow through the ranks of life and their jobs, and you can be a promoter one day. You can turn into the CEO.
Yep.
I
For
think that's
sure.
what the biggest thing for me is. I treat everyone the same and just be myself and just do good business. You know.
Yep. I just heard this saying recently. I forget how I heard it, but you can go to a club. You're not going to remember the bottle service. You're not going to remember what you drank. You're not going to remember the music, but you remember how people treated you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you're good at what you're doing and you treat people good because
So far,
they'll
so good.
come back. Yeah. Well, unless you're planning on turning into a raging dick soon,
No,
but
no, it's not in my DNA.
um, like even myself, when we went to your events, I couldn't tell you who the DJ was. I couldn't tell you what even club we were. I guess marquee, but I remember you, Thad. I'm coming to get you right now, walking us in, putting us at a table, like just right. We were at some NBA players one time, and it was just, it made me feel like, wow, this is super cool. And that's what I always took from it. Bryan made me feel super cool, and I had a great night. I couldn't tell you what happened, but I know how I felt.
And exactly the slogan for my company is the experience. We're creating experiences, you know.
That makes sense. So what's your name on your company?
It's called Daydream Experience. So how I came up with this, people at work all day thinking about, oh man, I can't wait to go on a vacation or do this cool trip or go to Miami. So I create that daydream experience for you, turn into reality.
That's super cool. So working in Vegas all these years and being around the nightlife and what you're doing now, like you gotta have some fucking crazy experiences, bro. Like how many, like what was the coolest celebrities you got to mess with and stuff like that?
I mean, everyone from, you know, singers to like the Kardashians to Leonardo DiCaprio. They're everywhere, you know. It's so wild, especially in the hospitality industry. I had to walk up Kevin Hart a few times, you know.
Oh wow.
I think iconic moment for me was Bruno Mars. You know, I've never knew him personally, but I knew he was from Hawaii, and he's like the biggest thing that came out of Hawaii, you know. Just
Yeah.
to like be around him and just see that, I was like, whoa. I never really get starstruck, but like that was pretty cool for me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he came to one of our events and he's tiny as shit. Like, but yeah, it's like, bro, he's in here.
He's
It's
a
a
rock
trip.
star, dude.
Yeah,
He's larger than life now. Doesn't matter how tall he is.
yeah. So what was like the biggest celebrity that you had interaction with where it was good or bad? You ever had like a bad situation
Man,
with someone important?
There's so many. It's hard to narrow one down. There's a moment where Zac Efron was where he had dinner at one of our restaurants, and I was talking about food, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they had a really good vegan menu," and you know, it was just I don't know, just chatting it up with an actor or somebody that's not normal, like how we are
Yeah.
is pretty like I wouldn't say starstruck, but it's pretty cool. You know, they're actually normal people outside of the screen. You know.
Yeah, for sure. So with this new venture, like what are your goals and what do you want to take it? Like where do you want to take this?
So, I mean, I want to take this everywhere. And obviously, the main markets of live music, festivals, even in talks with doing pop-ups with Revolve or whatever, you know, I want to get it to where the brand, people hear the brand, they see an event where Daydream is, and they already know, oh, that's going to be sick, or that is the high-end place that I want to take my company or my CEOs for retreat or whatever, you know. And I'm not getting any younger, so eventually I'm gonna have teams. I have people in every city that helps me out, but eventually I'm going to hire a team of people in each city that'll run it for me, that I can just oversee and just float and be where I need to be with my main top guys from all over the world.
That's awesome. So you're going like brick by brick, step by step.
There's
So
not be any steps in this one.
yeah. So that being said, like family wise, bro, like what is your goals for that? Like you ever thinking about like settling down, having kids?
I
I'm
have this
sure.
question all the time. My brother just had a kid, a second kid. My sister has two. You know, my parents, they keep on asking me, and I do. Eventually, I do want to have a family, but I think right now it's I want to see my dreams come true. I want to focus on the business towards self-ran. I never want to worry about money. You know, I never grew up rich. I never grew up having, you know, anything I wanted. And I just want to get to a point where it's self-sustained and I don't have to worry about money anymore. And I want to be a father that's around and not always leaving and coming and going, oh, I got to go to work. Like, you want to go to Disneyland? You want to go to Bahamas? You want to do whatever you want to do? Let's do it.
Well, I guess you're doing the work for that now. And so what, you have a girlfriend? I guess so, because you just call it, right?
Yeah, I do have a girlfriend. Yeah.
Well, how does she handle your interaction I mean, I've been in the nightlife industry and having a girlfriend or a wife in the industry that I'm in is rough and you always get drama. And how does she navigate that?
You know, I still ask her this question. No, she's probably the best person I've ever met and ever been with. She's so understanding when it comes to the business of work, when it comes down to me leaving to Miami 8 times a year to host these guys and come back. She understands, she knows that I'm doing what I love and this is a business for me. And she knows I have a really strong business mindset and she's okay with it. She's actually in the industry as well. She's going to be a waitress at Tao Beach, the brand new mega beach that's opening up. So we have it's easier if she's I'd say it's easier if your spouse is in the industry because they're in it, they see it, they know. Sometimes you got to play along with the gimmick, you know, and trust each other she could go wherever she wants. I can do wherever I want. And we trust each other, you know, we know the game of this business. And it's not easy to find anybody like that, especially in Vegas. I've dated a lot and girls are just as bad as guys out here. So I'm very fortunate to have somebody that's not like that. And she's probably been the best thing for me.
So I guess really like trust is the big key for 100%. That. Yeah.
100%.
Well, I'm glad you found somebody, man, because every time it'd be a different person coming to Hawaii every time with you.
So one person in Hawaii, relax.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I do remember. Yeah. Or it'd be a different person. Yeah. Well,
maybe you sound like a Tinder swindler.
Well, you were in Hawaii. Nah. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts of ever coming back to Hawaii?
I don't think Hawaii to vacation or to visit, yes, but to move back, I don't think I'll ever do it just because there's so much opportunity out here, you know, there's so many things that you can do and not just cost of living. I mean, put that aside. You're at the end of the day, the way I saw it, you're on a rock in the middle of the ocean. There's only so many things you can do. There's so many places you can go. And out here, especially in my work in hospitality, I meet all walks of life from different parts of the globe. And I'm dealing with the top 1%ers now. So the people I deal with that do these high-end festivals, that do these high-end tables, they're all very successful people to where I make friends with them, you know, and it's not just to be a fake friend. It's because if they're also customers where they might have spent 20 grand, you know, if we didn't get along, I would tell them, you know, I think you should find a different host. Just, it's not working out. You know, it's just not the kind of business I do. If I like you. If I don't, it is what it is. But, you know, I become friends with these people and I see the type of lifestyle they get to live and the money they get to spend, you know, and they're successful for a reason. So I kind of pick at them, you know, pick a page out of their book every time I talk to them and try to apply it to myself.
So you're sponging, learning. Yep, definitely. That's super cool. So, I mean, do you miss Hawaii at all, or is it kind of like
My family, I miss you guys. I miss my family.
yeah,
I miss the food. Don't get me wrong. We used to. Here's the thing: we used to talk every week. We used to see each other every week. I don't have a lot of close friends out here. I have a small circle still.
yeah.
But it is what it is.
I guess so, right? But and you can always come visit and
I
stuff.
can always
Hopefully,
visit. I just fly my parents out now. I'm like, you want to see me? I just fly out, put you in a hotel. I'll have the best. I'll take them to crazy dinners. For me, that's my excitement now. I give them different experiences every time they come to Vegas, and it puts a huge smile on their face. And especially as they get older, I want them to experience different things. So
yeah, that's super cool. I guess like how your business is, you couldn't incorporate anything in Hawaii where people would want to set things up here. I mean, not necessarily club wise, because
it's very difficult because Hawaii is more it's a different type of you go to Hawaii for different things. You go to Hawaii to relax. You go to Hawaii for the food, the entertainment, which is like the hula, the culture, that's not something I wouldn't say I could sell, but I mean, maybe there is something in a market in the future, I will never say no to anything.
Yeah, well, definitely not a nightlife situation. Wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's spending that much money at our events.
Hey, cost of living is getting high. There's a lot of very wealthy people in Hawaii. So if there's a turn of the tides where Hawaii becomes a Mecca party scene, like I'll be there.
I hope so. That would be cool. I don't know. It'd be good for my business. I don't know. I'm getting kind of old for this business though.
But like I said, by then, I might be just watching from afar and just managing my business as I have my guys underneath me just running for me.
That's awesome. I hope that happens. And like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing you as a father, and you have a lot of aloha and love in your heart. So I feel like you would always be a good father, just like Pono. I know Pono's a good dad. Like,
thank you.
Guarantee. All right. Well, we've been going for about an hour. We can have BBJ ask the question of the week, and this is gonna just open up some crazy doors.
No.
All right. So question of the week is, what is the most insane story you've seen or experienced living in Vegas or working in Vegas?
So most insane story, at the time we didn't know. That comes to me, the most insane story would be there's a guy named Jolo that would come through the club. At the time, we didn't know who this guy was or how he got his money. We just knew he was this billionaire dude, that ownership that would bring through, and he dropped $1 million to $1.6 million in the club. Everybody in the club has a bottle of Cristal, and he'd have everyone from Paris Hilton to Kim Kardashian to Leonardo. They bring out live tigers in cages for him. Like his birthday party, he rented out an airport hangar, had a Ferris wheel in it. Every A-list celebrity you could think of was there. Just very over the top, and it didn't make sense at the time, but we know why. He was he was part of that one NDB scam where he took money from the Malaysian people and was spending. Oh. So at the time we didn't know, but that was probably the craziest thing to see in my entire history in Vegas. $1 million in a nightclub.
Shit.
You don't gain anything from that. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of more of a clout thing too. I drop a million, all eyes on me. I guess I don't know. Like,
oh no, nobody can touch that. I mean, not give him any credit because that wasn't his money. There have been a few guys that have done it that are legit, but that was just next level. I've never seen like that in my life.
So have you seen like any like big fights in the club or like any kind of ruckus? And always, I want to know about some of that stuff.
Well, here's the thing. All the nightclubs are in casinos. There's gaming involved. There's casinos don't let that fly, and they shut it down real quick. And they do a really good job with partnering up with Metro. Metro's always around, especially with nightclubs that hold thousands of people in it. They can't take a liability risk of people getting hurt. So even if it does break out, it gets contained pretty fast.
So if you're at some of these events and something pops off, what is your role? Like, just kind of make sure your clients are fucking good and.
I mean, at the end of the day, I can't do anything because I have too much to lose. I have
Yeah.
licenses, I have gaming, you know, you have to have a clean background. The Hawaii instinct in me wants to be like, let's go, you know, but you got to check yourself and remember your responsibilities at the end of the day and get security involved to kind of extinguish whatever's going on.
So you got, I guess, like people wanted to pick fights at you and you just kind of got
You got to
I'm
shrug
good.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been hard. Yeah.
It is, but you know, at the end of the day, I have more to lose than them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Definitely. That's crazy. I could see Pono having a hard time with that.
Oh, yeah.
Even more.
It's not like the old lounge days where we just go to the parking lot and settle things.
Yeah.
I think we did that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So what would be like one of the funner nights? Like, say you were doing your event, right? Do you get to hang out with these people after, and like what kind of things you would find yourself getting into then?
I mean, I think the coolest thing for me is going on these, setting up these trips for these people and getting to be able to be involved with selling on these 200-foot yachts, eating crab served lob, champagne, caviar, like living the millionaire, billionaire life without having to spend it, you know? I get to experience that. And a lot of people.
And you're getting paid to do it.
I get paid to do it. It's like, it's crazy to me, but I get to see life in these people's, I get to see a little window into these people's lives that they do maybe all the time for the rest of their lives, you know? And it's inspiring to me, you know? I would love to get to the level, maybe not, but the fact that I get to see it is truly inspiring.
That's true. So how is their attitude? Like, I know some people like that have a lot of money come with an attitude and come with some kind of entitlement. Would you say that's true?
It all depends on the person, you know? I know a lot of people with a lot of money that are very humble. And of course, there's the flashy people. Usually the flashy people are in the fast money business, you know? They got money now, but who knows what they're doing kind of deal. And I've seen customers pop off for years and just disappear. Like, what happened to them, you know? I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Jail or something else, who knows?
Shoot, well, bruh, it's been fun talking to you, man. And
Thanks for having me, man.
Like I said before, I know Hanson's super proud of you and Pono, but so am I. And I always appreciate, no matter what, bruh, once my feet land in Vegas, you find out. I don't know how, somehow, but you always make sure you come and see me, or like, even if we just eat dinner, or like you just came for lunch last time. And Brad, that means a lot to me. And I know how busy you are, and I know that you're taking time out of your day, and it matters to you that you're gonna see me, and that matters to me. And every single time, Brad, and it's been a lot of memorable nights, and like Taylor's first 21st birthday.
He flipped off the table.
Yeah, I don't know, Brad. All I remember was he was on top of the table and he was drinking something and he started to fall. Yeah. He started to fall. So he decided to just flip and he just landed on the table. And like we're in the middle of VIP and we're just like, what the hell is going on? And then like he was going to get kicked out. And I think you stopped it or something happened.
Watch out, take care of it. He's good.
Yeah. But for us, those nights are like once in a great moon, and it's always a memorable time, and I always appreciated that stuff. And I'm coming up in July.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
And, you know, the same respect back. You know, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't guys like you, Hanson, even the Rick Rocks of the world. You know, we saw as kids growing up in the world and trying to be promoters in Hawaii, you know, like different levels. And, you know, I especially our core people like that we hung out with, that we did parties with. I owe you guys a lot of what I'm doing now, you know, so I thank you guys for kind of guiding the way and showing us. And just, you guys are just doing good business too. Just good people, good business, and you guys are family to me.
Yep, same here, brother. And I think the biggest gratitude we get is watching your success, and it's cool because not nobody's done a promotion. I seen DJs go to Vegas and try to build their name, but like promoters, like you said, with Alvin and Stan, but I think you're kind of surpassing them in some aspects. But it's mind-blowing to me that your attitude and your still the same Bryan.
Nobody would have thought 21-year-old Bryan in Hawaii when I started to be where I am today. I still trip out myself. I'm like, whoa, I came a long way, you know?
You have, and you were not somebody who took, like you said, the industry serious. It was a way to meet chicks, have fun, and
you know, it's ebbs and flows. You know, you had to go through those rough times, and you kind of give yourself a reality check. Like, all right, I got to change some things around. I'm not going to make it, you know?
Yep. Okay. So if people want to come check you out and see what you're all about or book some packages and experiences with you, how would they find you?
I mean, mainly I have a website, it's DaydreamExperiences.com. It's just a brochure kind of website just to solidify everything. It's mostly a lead generator, but a lot of my content is on my Instagram. It's Bryan_Daydream. And I'm very active on it. I find social media is such a huge tool for marketing yourself, whatever you're doing. And I have, you know, thousands of people that follow me and see what I do. And I can believe it or not, I get a lot of leads from it. So that's where most of my marketing comes from.
Like, go check him out. Do you have like packages for, like, say we want to go UFC or watch the Raiders play the Niners or like that kind of sporting?
I can work it out. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's
John,
nothing
let's go.
that's on the website where you can click around, but
Yeah.
I see what you want. I need to get your budget, how many people you have, and I can work some numbers for you.
Okay. Let's go. John Lewis is fighting soon. He just told me.
Okay.
Is it at the
Of course,
Apex?
you'll never-
Apex.
Oh,
Pay a dime.
we could go to the Apex.
You don't have to pay a dime. That's money over here in Vegas.
Hey, I had a quick question for Bryan.
Yeah,
Have you met DJ Pauly D?
I have met DJ Pauly D.
I met him.
Oh,
I
yeah?
met him at the water park. Because he was
Love Fest. Remember Love Fest?
Yeah, he was DJing over there. And I met him, bro. His hair, like, you could shoot bullets at it and it would stop. It was like, I don't know what. It's like,
You make fun of the guy. I'm telling you right now, he sells out every show.
yeah.
I was just gonna say, is that all hype? Like, because when you watch the show, you make it look like
when he first
very
started,
popular.
he wasn't that good of a DJ.
Yeah.
He learned his craft. He's actually pretty decent, and he throws a good party. And people love reality TV. You got to remember this. People love reality TV. So wherever Pauly D or anything that's associated with Jersey Shore sells out.
Yeah, I still watch that shit.
It's so wild.
People like drama, that's why.
Yeah.
So how the Kardashians got so popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met him at the water park, and yeah, dude, like, I could shoot a gun at his hair and a bullet would get stuck. I don't know how he does it, but it's
making bulletproof vests out of his hair now.
Yep, for sure. All right. Well, you can find us atbpod.com, Instagram Above the Bridge podcast. You can follow Boyband John, BBJ 8 the letter O8. Follow his Instagram. And brah, thank you for coming on the show. I can't wait to see you in Vegas, brah. Like, this time, like, I try to stay away from all the ruckus, but this time we're coming up. I'm gonna get into it. This is gonna be a good one.
We shall see.
Yeah. It's good. This one we're gonna have some fun. I'm trying to get Hanson and everybody to.
I'll twist an arm. I'll make some calls. I'll twist.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. And call his girlfriend. His girlfriend will get him to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, we get Hoppa to come up with us, and we get Boyband John to come up and let him experience the
Exactly.
Vegas
Yes, bring everybody
parties. And, yeah. There'd be a UFC and a hockey game or something, bro. It'd be good fun.
You guys need to check out the Raider Stadium.
We did the last one.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah,
That's
we watched Hanson's Raiders beat Taylor's Eagles on his birthday.
Buddy, yeah. You guys
Yeah.
did. I think it was EDC weekend. You guys came up. I remember.
Yeah, that was the bad part. It was
So
all
good.
that EDC stuff. Yeah, so it was kind of crazy, but it was fun. Like, honestly, this past Vegas trip was more fun for me because I got to do a lot of the sport stuff. But yeah, this time we're going to the
Try and
Usher
get-
concert. We're going to, we want to go out to some parties and stuff.
Well,
Yep.
I'll look into that weekend that you guys are coming out too. See if I can implicate some things for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And
Hopefully I'm
yeah,
not
it'd be cool
down.
to have a dinner
should
with
be
you or
down.
something.
That should
Yep.
be.
Think we come up July 17th to the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah. Right on, brother. Well, I appreciate you and I'm proud of you and I'm excited to see how far you take this. It's gonna be a full on, not a daydream no more. It's gonna be a reality.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on the podcast, right? It's called a podcast.
Yeah, for
For having
sure.
me. Appreciate
You have
it.
your own one soon. All right, tell your girl I said what's up, and she got a good guy, and you better not mess it up.
I will not.
Right on, brother. I appreciate you.
Take it easy.
Shakas for the cameras. Right on, and shout out to the Artist Groove Network. We're done. Aloha.